Okay, product. A pretty simple map. KOTH. We've all played it, and I think there's two main ways to play product. But first, we're going to talk about mid. It doesn't really matter what side you're on, but you're gonna get whipped by your soldier. You should be getting whipped. You got two main rollouts you want to be doing. Probably more common one, especially right now in the meta, since right now it's kind of a concrete heavy meta. You're gonna just go with your soldier through main, get whipped through here. And you'll probably just be whipped all the way to concrete, and then you're gonna end off usually around here. You want to be like revving at around here, um, maybe up to here, but you really don't want to rev after this line because that's just kind of too late. You're already gonna be shot. You're already gonna be spammed. Sniper's gonna shoot you. So many things can happen. I'd rather you play a little bit more passive. Maybe play a little bit around here. Um, Unless you want to do a weird like off play, like maybe you just got rolled the past two rounds and you want to like trick the enemy team or like really throw them off guard, um, then maybe you might want to just kind of full roll through like this sort of a connector. Just with your soldiers, roll it all the way through, no stops. It's risky. I wouldn't do it every single time, but maybe every now and then just to throw them off guard. Um, you want to play pretty passive here. You're kind of playing off your soldier. He's kind of the main character of holding this. Your main goal is to make sure they can't peek this area, right? Make sure their soldier can't just like do this, right? Um, Make sure their heavy also can't just walk through, start shooting your combo. Make sure any players on boxes have to worry about two angles, right? So if there's a scout on this box shooting your demo, then he's gonna get shot at a little bit at least, or at least have to worry about peeking too wide. You don't want to be aggressively like holding here. You don't want to be holding here like this is your plan. I'm gonna hold here all game. You might only want to really hold this aggressive for like 15 seconds, 20 seconds, kind of like in this area. Um, it's just kind of an awkward angle, right? The in between. Um, and yeah, you're stopping the enemy team from kind of peeking these angles, right? From kind of going out. And also when your combo is trying to walk through, like let's say, dog bread, you're there to sort of mitigate some pressure, right? If you're walking through, shooting people here, you're just kind of telling the enemy team, hey, you have to choose. Do you shoot them or do you shoot us, right? So, walk at the same time, shoot at the same time. Be very wary of spies. Spies love to shoot people here, right? If you're sitting right here, just literally just all the time, just check this and that, and like that. Really, you just want to be really paranoid. Um, but yeah. The other place, if you're gonna roll out cliff, you don't want to go through main. You're probably gonna miss out on some buffs because of that. You really want to just kind of walk through here instead, right? I don't even know what this is called, like boiler, I guess. Your medic is probably going to want to buff you pretty early then because of that, so that you get like 450. It starts fading, you're going to have like 390, so you can survive like a headshot and not be too worried. Um, you'll probably be whipped to like around here, and then your soldier's going to, double jump off of this to get to his spot. That's fine. If you're worried your soldier might not whip you or he just hasn't been whipping you, just run Gru. Honestly, just run Gru to mid. Um, Although if you have Gru, you lose your overhero every time you switch off of it, so be wary of that. Um, your goal here is you do this for like a couple reasons. Number one, if your sniper wants to go cliff, you can go with him, right? If your sniper says he wants to go, like the round starting, he says I want to go cliff, just say I'll go with you. Boom. And then you're just the VIP. You literally just make sure he doesn't die, right? Watch for bombs. I love to sit around here because there a lot of soldiers will jump to like get to here, right? And then they just meet a heavy and then they're kind of stuck, right? If they back up, there's like an engineer, pyro. If they go forward, there's a sniper and a heavy. It's just not a great situation to be in. Um, and you're sort of just an anti-air gun. You can watch your spies a lot. A lot of spies love to just cloak through and like try to get onto cliff and decloak, try to get onto bridge and decloak. They might come back here and get a pack. You might be able to spot that. Um, But again, also be pretty paranoid, be pretty wary of, spies trying to creep up on you. It's kind of hard to spy check this because it's like a slope, right? But, just try your best. They can also hide right here. They could stand on these things, um, just in case. Um, the other reason you want to go onto here is so that you could eventually start fighting for dog bread. Fighting for dog bread is a pretty fast way to like take the point. And what I mean by that in general is if you want to fight this dog bread and get it down here, you're planning to get in really fast, right? You're not like trying to poke and get free picks. You're just going in right away. So, get up to here, survey the situation, right? And then, tell your demo to walk left, and as you walk, boom, have your crit heal, hopefully. You might not, but you should, look out for it. And then, 450, drop down. You're just the biggest distraction known to man. You can get 5 gauge, you can get killed immediately. It doesn't matter if you die immediately, because you pulled a lot of eyes on you. Um, so that's mid-fight, that's kind of like 2 options you got. Don't go here. Don't go here. You know what's gonna happen? You walk through here, you'll likely get caught by the multiple stickies or pipes coming through during the mid. You'll get hit with a ball. You'll get a spy decloak on you, because look how many angles is the decloak. Here, 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 right? There's just so many angles. You can't check all of them and fight mid. This head glitch sucks because they're already winning if you have to fight this. You can get sniped, right? So it doesn't have any difference from here. And it's just overall awful. Don't go here. Do not go mid. I'd rather you go through house, right, instead. Because at the very least, you have, like, this right side to work with. But I really wouldn't go through mid. Um, any questions about mid fights?
I'm good.
Yep. Just to reiterate, this cliff side is going to be sort of like fast and aggressive. You're looking to get in right away, or you're looking to protect your teammate, right? And then, explode later. Protect your like sniper for like 10, 15 seconds, and then, say like, all right, I'm gonna leave you now, and then just go through dog, or at least like protect your demo. If you're playing through concrete, which is the meta right now, then you're just kind of playing a little bit slower. You're playing to catch players out and to punish them for trying to get any space on this concrete. I wouldn't suggest running it down very often. You can do it, but it's really risky. And, you need to learn how to walk before you run, right? So don't do it on your first scrim thinking you're hot shit. Um, yeah, it's pretty shrimple dimple. And yeah, that's mid fights for you. I'm gonna move on now. So, I think product is one of the KOTH maps where it does actually reward you for kind of holding a little bit passive every now and then. A map like Asheville, a map like Prute, where you need to be aggressive to actually, hold a point for like a while, right, to not die. I did not. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Um, uh, guess it's not working. Um, product, you can kind of chill out a little bit, right? The reason why concrete and cliff have been the meta spots for heavy for holding is because you're just kind of chilling, right? You're sitting here, you're just waiting for someone to peek you. You're sitting here, you're just kind of passively spamming and like reminding them that you exist. If you're on cliff, you're just protecting your demo, watching for bombs, watching for spies. Um, you're passive, right? Your demo isn't like literally up here the whole game. Your sniper has a god angle. It's a little bit of a passive map, right? You learn to hold and you just hold it good. Um, and so that's kind of the way you want to hold product mid, right? Of course, you're not looking to be super explosive, um, like all the time. You're looking to be explosive at the right times, right? So if you're peeking concrete at the right times, right, when they're trying to push your combo, you're peeking out, stuff like that. Like that's when you're gonna get a lot of value. Um, but I mean, yeah, like I said, it's really simple to hold passive, right? You just, when I sit here, spy check a lot. If you see rockets coming out of this way, like shooting your demo, peek out, do 100 damage, do 200 damage, kill him maybe, right? Do just, it's kind of boring to be honest. Same for Cliff, right? On Cliff, Cliff is reserved for like spy check in all game. That's kind of what you do. You have so much sightline over everything. Check that, check that, check that, check that, check that, check right here. You have so much sightline that it's just easy to just like put it all game, right? When you're on Cliff, your goal is to protect Demo Man and the combo, as well as punish any players trying to take advantage of Dogbread. So if you're sitting here, your demo is like kind of shooting players. You notice he's low HP and he's getting pressured a lot. You can back down a little bit to this rock, shoot some players, take some space, take like 100, 200 200 damage, right? And then your demo is like fully healed. Now he's able and he's reloaded. He can shoot their players, and it's just kind of a back and forth, like who's taking eyes, who's doing damage. Um, Peaking at the same time as your demos for when they want to be like pretty aggressive, right? If your demo's getting pushed back because they're just trying to walk, they're running it down. Their scouts over here, their demos over here, they're spamming this. Again, same sort of thing, except you're kind of committing a little bit more, where you're dropping down and you're looking to kill somebody, like right here, who's in front of your eyes. Um, it's somewhat worth it to just drop down with the intention of killing yourself, so literally just like slow revving this way and just kind of shooting people. But you need to be screaming at your med to heal you, right? Concrete, you don't need to be healed that much, which is why I think this is Caboose's idea as well. Banana is pretty good on concrete, just because you're not so committed. On here, right, run sandwich, because you can actually get heals, right? You don't have to worry about constant healing from your lunchbox item. You want to be screaming at your med every single time you're looking to come down here and fully commit. Because, yeah, you're 450 health, but with a medic, you could be like 600, 700. And if they're staggered, especially if they're like AM, IM level, then they're just not going to be able to kill you, right? Or if once they do kill you, your demo already killed them, right? Something like that. Um, so that's kind of holding, just to kind of go over a little bit again. Cliff is a sort of like you want to be like you want to be pretty explosive here. You're protecting your teammates, right? You're watching for spy, and you're dropping down here to take advantage of something, whether it be them trying to walk up and kill your demo, or your demo being low health, so you're kind of walking out as a distraction. Um, I'd say if you're not confident in your product, maybe you're mid game and you're just going 5 and 20, right? You just don't know what you're doing. Like, just play Cliff. Just play Cliff. It's safe, it's reliable, it's proven. You probably won't be the highlight of the match unless you play it really well, but you just have inherent value from having eyes here all game, right? It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy, right? Um, so, just do that. If you just don't know what you're doing, just play Cliff. Play for crit heals, play for arrows during important times, and your objective is just make sure your demo doesn't die. Um, Now, Concrete, just to review this, you're pretty passive here. You're just kind of waiting for them to peek you a lot of times. You're spy checking your own back, but try not to spy check, the whole map, really. You're not going to be able to. You want to start walking out here and doing damage into this shell if they start walking through it, and if they start trying to explode out of it. As well as when your team wants to do a push, like let's say your demo is like saying, all right, we're walking through Dogbread right now, then you can come out onto concrete and like actually start walking all the way. This is pretty dangerous because a soldier will smoke you. This is pretty dangerous because you're very vulnerable from like every angle. Um, it's just kind of dangerous overall, but you're also there like a sort of a distraction and like as another gun that's gonna kind of off to the side. Um, any questions about how product is
We're
held?
good.
Oot. Oot is
Mm,
here, right? Yeah, you
yeah,
are.
I am over here.
Any
I don't
questions so
think
far?
I don't
Hehe.
think so.
Okay.
Uh,
Mm,
you're not a fan of like the forward thing on the crates?
Oh, I was just about to get to that.
Okay.
So that's kind of how you want to passively hold product, right? That's what you're doing like 80% of the time that you are holding the map, just because you get punished a lot for being pretty aggressive. But there is times to be aggressive. There's some really good times to be aggressive on this map. You want to be aggressive on product when they have like a very like exploitable advantage or disadvantage, sorry. If they don't have a sniper, it means your players can jump around all over the map and not get instantly killed. If they don't have like maybe one of their explosive classes, like even if they just don't have a soldier, you can play on the concrete a lot more. Um, you know, if they don't have a lot of hit scan, you kind of got a lot more space on the point. Stuff like that. Either way, if you have some kind of advantage, whether it be big Uber, right, or big players, or maybe their medic just died, so they don't have heals, any of that, then you can play pretty. Okay, yeah, I hear you. Mother in the background. Um, on concrete, you can be pretty damn aggressive, right? So, I think like Dustin and I was just thinking of, you can play up to here on concrete. I would not do this all game. I would not do this the second their sniper starts existing on cliff, right? Because look how much he has to commit to like actually shoot you in the head, right? This is the angle he has to commit to shoot you. Wow, what an angle. I'm sure he can get punished by so many things. No, he has one player sit on him and he's invincible here, right? You're just not gonna live, right? So if their sniper is alive, don't play on these boxes, right? Or on this, right? You could sit on the corner and you're kind of hard to see. You get to drop on the demo trying to walk through main. Um, but again, if they have some kind of advantage, if you have some kind of advantage, you can stand here for a bit. I'm of the opinion that forward holding as a team should be done on their concrete. So, you're here, your demo's kind of back here, spamming this, spamming this. He's able to rotate really well to cliff if he needs to. Sniper can play in these boxes, and you deny this angle, deny this, and you deny anyone trying to rotate because you have the god angle, right? And because there's so many people on concrete, it's pretty hard to get stabbed here. Um, if you just have a lot of players focus on this concrete side, you can very easily rotate to your passive positions. You can easily rotate to forwardly like fighting these areas. Like, if your scout's in here, like fighting their demo, fighting a player here, it takes them 2 seconds to walk to the right and fight the players trying to rotate. It doesn't take that much. So as heavy, if you're on these boxes, you're looking to stop a soldier getting up to here, mostly pretty much. You're stopping your head glitching a heavy who's like trying to walk here. If you crouch right here and just kind of sit here, then you just do more damage than him. Um, and you kind of suck at it. It feels like you're better at it, but it's not because it's a downward angle, so it's kind of hard to actually aim here. But you can fight off right main. I wouldn't do this alone. You need your demo to like help you. Like if you're shooting someone main, then your demo's also shooting them, right? That's just impossible to dodge at that point. Um, but yeah, I mean, you're mostly just making sure they don't walk here, and they at the very least have some level of resistance here. If they get any good pressure on the cliff, you need to leave. If your scout, your soldier, your spies, and your demos can't fight off cliff, you need to start backing up, right? Take out your fist, back up to here, right? At the very least, back up to these boxes. I would never stay in here for more than 10 seconds, to be honest. So I wouldn't hold it in there, but you can definitely be there for a bit. Yeah, more classes have more options on how to hold forward, but for heavy, you're usually on these boxes, or honestly, just this area, really. You could be here, right? You could be here. I've seen players play this damn aggressive. This does the same thing, right? Less of that, but more of this. You're just kind of, you're chump blocking any rockets. So if your demo's right behind you, he has to shoot you instead, and you got 450 HP, you're gonna live. Or at the very least, do so much damage that, like, it doesn't matter that you died. Um, yeah. Um, any questions about how to forward hold?
I'm good.
Yep. Just to reiterate, hold this general area. You're stopping this mostly, and you're kind of helping out in main. And you need to keep an eye on your team, right? If your team is backed up to like the rocks back here, people are starting to shoot you from cliff, that's your sign to get the fuck out, right? That's not your job anymore. You're not doing this anymore. Probably 70 to 80% of the time you'll be doing the passive holds back here or up there. 20% of the time I want you to be up top, right? Being here, fighting, making them fight for space. You've played a product scrim before where you can't even get your own grass. It's awful. It's an awful feeling. Make the enemy team feel that. Um, the better you are than them, the more they're gonna feel it, right? The more chances you have to do like a sort of forward kind of hold in these spaces. Um, yeah. Now during Ubers, I'll talk about Ubers real quick. Um, if you have some kind of advantage in this concrete and you want to Uber into their grass, like maybe all their players are literally right here, and you know, get two bombing players, get some Ubers, kill their med, just extend that timer. You're not really getting in that Uber, honestly. You probably just want to sit here, make sure no one gets flanked, make sure no one just blows past your Uber teammates, because that can happen. You're just kind of your rear guard, I guess. Um, if you're on concrete and there's an Uber exchange between teams, you want to play mostly pretty passive, play the same positions. If they Uber from concrete and they're trying to kill you during the Uber, like they're just trying to blow past your team's Uber, you want to back up, right? Take your fist out. If you take your fist out and you come down here, then you given the demo two options. Number one, waste time and just ignore you at that point, right? You know, like, oh shit, that's 3 seconds that I just wasted on a heavy with Fist of Steel. Now I just have a worse Uber. The other option is chase you down, maybe get a kill, and then also just waste the Uber. So that's a great situation. If you can make that demo not accomplish anything by trying to kill you, that's great. But if you stay here the whole time revved up, a demo walks around his corner, he's Ubered, he just three pipes you, what did you accomplish? Pretty much nothing. So be wary of that, right? If you hear the Uber call, you might want to back up a little bit. Might want to just take out your fists, right? Be ready for them to just fucking chump on you, right? And you got a packer, so you're 350, you're 300 HP. You get this pack 450 with Fist of Steel. That's like an effective 600 HP or some bullshit like that. I think it's 600, like 70 or something. Um, on Cliff, Ubers are going to be kind of the same dealio, where you can just kind of sit here and wait to see how things plan out. If your team is getting rolled, like the Uber's ending and your team is like right here, then you probably want to start backing up, right? You know, just kind of slowly creeping back here. If your team just wipes like in like 3 seconds, just pull out your fist and leave. Um, you can stay here for a bit, right? Just like crouch revved and like, you know, be a ninja essentially. But, you know, for more consistency, right, just kind of leave. But don't be afraid to be a hero if you need to be. Um, um, if the Uber is fading and it's either even, like it's kind of ending in the middle, or it's kind of ending with you guys kind of forward, then you might want to actually start to walk forward. You know, even if they're just even, if it's ending here and they're ending right there, if you come out, you have crit heals, you're 450, you come down here, they don't have crit heals. They probably lost a lot of HP. They have a lot of players who are kind of scared because, you know, it's an Uber. If you walk out here and you just start walking during that post, I mean, you're just having a good time. Product, I think, is the best post Uber heavy map. Just because, like, you can just walk right after. You can walk right after and you can stay alive during the Uber quite easily. So, that's kind of the goal of both of these points, is you're kind of waiting around these corners, seeing what's happening. If they're winning, might want to back up. Might want to be a little bit of a ninja, right? But if it's even or you're winning, take that space, walk forward, get your 450. Spy check right after the Uber ends, right? That's what spies always want to stab as the Uber's ending, because guess what? Everyone's eyes are forward, right? So if you're coming out here, the Uber's ending, and then you drop down, right? Um, just that's one thing I noticed. They'd love to stab you right after the Uber, not during, after. But you should spy check during anyways. Um, yeah, that's kind of the two things you'll mostly be doing on defensive Ubers. For an offensive Uber, it's kind of the same thing but copy pasted. It's literally like if you're here, then you're waiting for your team to finish up, right? And you're coming out if they're winning or even, and trying to like kind of play like a ninja or leaving if you're just lost it. Or get it going for a hero play, right? Um, Yeah, it's defensive Uber is kind of the same thing as an offensive Uber for heavy on this map. Any questions about Ubers?
I'm good.
Okay. One thing I do want to mention about KOTH, right? This just goes for KOTH, right? Not heavy KOTH, just KOTH. Um, the way you win this map is time, right? Uber buys time. You don't win the game by getting Uber, right? You don't get 3 Ubers and, that's it. Round's over. GG, next round. No, you win it by getting 3 minutes. How can you get 3 minutes? By killing, by stalling, by getting Ubers, that kind of thing. Think of Uber as a tool to your success, not as the success. Now, what does that mean? That means you can be really aggressive and have your med die, but if that med's healing output before he died and impact caused you guys to win the fight in general, it's fine that he died. It's fine that there isn't another Uber. There's been a couple invite teams that just win KOTH because they don't give a shit about Ubers. They really don't care about Uber on KOTH. Because to be honest, you can get by with it. Um, it's a great tool, right? If you have it, use it. You'll love it. But honestly, like you can be if you want to get forward, but you're scared of your medic dying. But genuinely think, is me getting forward and getting space and kills like, is that worth it? I think it is worth it, right? Even if your med is in danger of getting bombed or something like that. It's fine. You don't need to play like a passive bitch on Cliff. That's kind of the biggest thing. I think I succeeded on product a lot in my like, other seasons because I never thought of my medic as the winning tool. I thought of him as a tool. Or sorry, I never thought of him as the win, right? He's like a tool in it. So if he dies, but I get like 3, 4 kills on combo players, I don't give a shit. He died, whatever, who cares? Um, a lot of heavies play way too passive because they're in that mindset and they're just like, oh, I gotta protect my team all the time. No, you gotta kill the enemy team. That's what you have to do. Um, just like Asheville, right? If you Uber into the team but you'll wipe, you still wasted time, right? You're still winning. But yeah, honestly, pretty simple map. I kind of rambled a little bit about it.
But I have a better idea though, because I would always just forward hold
Yeah.
and yell at my team for not doing it, which I was in the wrong for.
What's your idea?
No, I was just saying I was in the wrong.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you that like forward holding is the best on every
But
other
not
map.
always. But it's not But it's not
Yeah,
like
well,
an
yeah. I
always.
mean, I mean, like it's usually the best option. Like if you look at Prue, Asheville, Lakeside to a degree, Cascade, not really. Cascade's like a Lakeside product combination, which is why I think it's kind of gross, but also kind of weirdly good. I don't know. Weirdly decent, not good. Product is the one cost map. I'd say like no. You want to be more passive than more aggressive. Why do you think? I mean, the biggest factor for that is the fact that this god angle exists. This god angle and cliff and concrete, they just delete right any kind of offensive hold, right? Proot doesn't have that. Lakeside kind of has that. It's kind of easy to punish a sniper who's alone all the time. Um, Cascade has it to a degree, kind of, again. Um, Asheville doesn't have that. So for those maps where they don't have like a god angle where it's super easy to punish forward players, right? You want to be more forward, right? I think you should be more forward on Asheville. Product? No. You do have to be a little bit of a bitch when you're holding product. Um, Dustin, why do you think product is like the perfect pug map? I just want to hear your thoughts.
It's the most basic pug map, basic Highlander map, and everyone knows how to play it.
And what makes it so basic? You ever thought about it?
Geography is not really complex. It has the 3 lanes that you need. You can recontest. You can play in different styles.
Yeah, I think the reason why it's basic is because this is a map about learning how to hold it. Right? Holding obviously, pushing it right when you need to, like capture point, duh. But like once you have the point, you're just holding it, right? You're just sitting in your spot, you're doing your thing. Um, Unlike Prue. Prue is a pretty bad pug map. Why? Because you're not just holding Prue. You have to rotate. You have to meet them at places. You have to move around. You have to change your strategy as you're going. On product, you could do the same goddamn thing every time and it'll work. Because you really do just kind of have one option, right? You have like 1.5 options. Unlike Prue, which has like 4, 5. Unlike Asheville, also has multiple options, right? On like how to hold it, how to do it. Because this map has like kind of one way to hold it, it's really basic. It's really simple. It's just cookie cutter product. That's it. Reviews for product are just like you sit here, you do your job. That's it. And then you look at reviews for Prue, and it's like a whole mathematical equation, right? So yeah, I think that's kind of the reason for why it's a basic map. But yeah, anything you want me to just kind of review real quick before we wrap it up?
Can you talk maybe about heavies going to those little boxes on concrete a little bit? I've seen that happen a lot.
Like here?
Like they'll roll up. No, the other one
Here?
on white wall.
Right here?
Roll out the front where if they can't take concrete, the connector, they'll go there. Yeah, there.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
on it.
This is kind of hard. You can try it. You could see where it gives you success and how it gives you success. I've found that most of the time it's just kind of not worth it. Because look at you got to do this to get up here. You have to not be revved, jump up and then rev. So for a full second you're doing less damage. You're not as accurate. Um, you're still pretty easy to shoot, right? You still get shot from this sight line. You get shot from back there. Like, how's a sniper picking that? How's he gonna get punished? He's just not. Um, and then you know what can happen when you're here? Let's say you're here, right? This is like probably where you're gonna be. The demo could shoot you. The scout will be shooting you. He's gonna be double bleeding you. A soldier can just kind of like get onto these boxes, right? So it's a pretty easy jump from here. You just get onto these boxes, and guess what? Now he just has like 80 damage, 80 damage, 80 damage, while you're still being shot double blade. Um, and what options do you have? Well, you're not gonna get buffed, right? That's too far for your medic. You're only gonna be getting arrowed, but that arrow's not gonna save you from 3 different people shooting at you. Like even if you just ignored sniper as a class, you're still just gonna die all the time. Now, fine. What do you get out of sitting here? You get a okay view onto this kind of point. It means they can't walk past this line really, but they don't really need to. Um, and it means any players who want to poke out of here will get shredded by you. Here's the big issue. What fucking concrete player is trying to do that? None of them. They're fighting this angle. And guess what? If they spam you out of here for like a quick bit, and you back up and you want to eat your sandwich right here, oh shit, look, now they could just spam you again. Right? So even your fallback for this sucks. I think that's why you see heavies be here for 5 seconds and then die. Right? You need to get immediate value from this, or else you're just doing nothing here. If their demo is like stuck in concrete for a bit, if their demo is like literally right up to here, he's shooting this, and you walk up and you shred him and then you explode, you got value, right? Especially if you're on the defensive side, so you have quicker spawns. You just got immediate value off of that. But if no one is in your face right here, what are you doing? Nothing.
Okay,
Now,
so
if you're forward holding and your sniper's here, that's a different story. You literally just chump block him. That's good. But yeah, go on.
heavies don't stand. Well, some heavies do stand out. I've seen, but most of what I've seen Iron
Yeah,
those
you've
players
seen
just
me
use
do it.
cover.
You've seen me do it. It's a
Yeah,
thing
I
you
have
can do
seen
in
you
the
do
mid.
it.
It's a thing you can do in the mid fights if you want to. If your team
I
is
know.
aggressive.
No, I've seen Honesty do it. Pierce told me about it, and he something about how like it's a variation on the aggressive mid, but it's sort of like going dog bread, but with your combo
Yeah.
and out.
I think it's definitely like an off play. Like you wanna like if you wanna really throw them off, if you wanna just like hit them with something that they haven't seen before, go for it. I love those ideas, right? It's why I like just kind of running it down every now and then, right? Run it down on dog bread, right? Yeah, that's more expected, but the point is like you're just throwing something at them, and they have to catch it, right? If they don't catch it, like that's it, right? You just win the mid. Um, so that can work, right? But for you to get value here, your team needs to be like forward. Um, and you know, you need to have something to capitalize on. If they're playing passive like they should be, their heavies here, their soldiers up here. Let's say their demo's just right side, right? Guess what? He can shoot over this wall, and then what are you doing? You're not doing anything really. Um, but I mean, try it out every now and then, right? See when it works, how it works. See if your team can help you there, right? I've played teams where like if I did that, I would just die and get no value every single time, right? And some teams you just can't do that. But yeah, I
I've
mean,
been
try it
thinking
out.
it would be effective if, like, I can't take connector for a push or a mid fight. I could just sort of walk up to that area and just fight like their
Yeah,
combo.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you don't even
Because
have to like fully take connector. You could just like, you know, like the phrase like if I can't have it, you can't have it too. Like you can just do that on product. Like if I can't have connector, you can't have connector. That's fine. That works, right? You want to be
I've
aggressive.
seen like deleted taters use it in advanced where they'll like walk up to the box and use it as cover.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see any players doing any strategy because this does have a value. It's just not as consistent, right? I mean, that's kind of just what it boils down to. It's not going to work every time. It's not going to work 80% of the time. It's going to work 90% of the time, right? Sitting back here, like, you know, waiting for picks, like peeking out when you need to. That's going to work 80% of the time, 90% of the time. When it's not working those 80% of the times, that's when you want to switch it up. You know, it's just that's just how like competitive anything works, right? There's things that are more consistent, and then there's off plays. You know, a good skill for snipers off angles, learning like when you should peek a weird angle, because that's just a skill. But
Okay.
yeah, any more questions on this? Like doesn't know. Oh, Dustin Dan dying.
Yes.
But
Can you stand on that?
um, yeah, you can get up onto their Highlander house is heavy.
No, but like I know, yeah, you can like I think it's like a whip and a screw or some shit. But like, can
I think with
you?
Warblade, actually.
Okay, like there's collision, but no, you can't stand on it. All right. Any last question before I stop recording and wrap it up?
Mm,
I know
there's,
I'm good.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
there's a lot of heavies
What?
that go main for mids, and I know you've said why it was bad, but do you at least know like why I guess people think it's good? Like,
Because it's fast, it's with your team. The biggest reason why any bad strategy is ever seen as good is because you're with your medic, so it feels safer, even though it's not. First of all, your medic, if you're here, there's two things that are gonna happen to you. You die instantly, or your med tries to save you and chokes heals from everybody else. Even if you go here and you get healed up by your medic, it means your demo has less HP, your scout has less HP, your sniper might not be getting a buff. Alright, and then you know what the angle you get from being here and taking up all those heals? This one. This one. Both easily spammable and easily countable angles. So, you know, that's just why it's not good. One thing I forgot to mention, by the way, another sort of like forward hold you can kind of do is literally sitting on this rock, right? Or on this with your sniper while your team is kind of like mid aggressive. So maybe like they're just here, right? Maybe they're just kind of on these boxes. It's not all the way aggressive, but it's like scary, right? And if you're sitting here, your sniper is like literally just right here is with you. He shouldn't be getting stabbed. It's kind of hard to spy check this because like look at all these angles, right? But it's a thing you can do, and because your team is aggressive, you won't die right away. Maybe even if you do, it means someone else didn't die right away. But yeah, definitely take that into account if you see your team sort of kind of being aggressive, but not really. Alright, I think that's it. I'm gonna stop recording now.
right?